Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Thursday night, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure you give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. It's free and it takes about 2 seconds. And share the video on all social media platforms. I apologize for my short video a few minutes ago. Hey there, Caveron. Welcome back here on this Thursday night. But I had no idea that my phone had no volume because I haven't tried to watch anything on it or listen to anything on it in a few hours. So I had no idea that my phone had no volume. And when you come on here and start talking, you hear yourself talk, so you think, hey, everything's working fine. And then you find out that you have no sound. So thanks to the commenter for telling me that, because I really had no idea. So I will try to go back and figure out a way to delete that video. So let's try this again. I had to turn my phone off and reset it and get it back on. So let's try this again. First, I want to talk about last week's NASCAR Cup Series race. Then I want to talk about what I'm going to be starting this weekend. Denny Hamlin got the win last Sunday. William Byron led 243 of the 293 laps, but he comes home in second. Christopher Bell third. Tyler Reddick fourth. Ryan Blaney fifth. Hey there, Tuber. Glad to have you here. 6 through 10 was Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, and Kyle Busch. And that was the top 10 results for the Goodyear 400 from Darlington Raceway last Sunday afternoon. And this Sunday is the Food City 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway, Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And of course, the Cup Series has their one and only off weekend next Sunday, since it is Easter weekend. There will be an Xfinity race from Rockingham, but no Cup race next weekend. Hey there, Marcus. Glad to have you here. And this weekend, I'm going to be starting what I do every year around this time, which is go ahead and start my too early, or as some might call it, way too early, 2025 season predictions for college football teams. I do it every year, sometime around this time, maybe a little earlier, a little later, but it's always sometime in April. And I don't go alphabetically. I don't go by conference. I don't go by regions. It's just a random thing. And it could be, I got the radio on and they talk about a certain team and it hits me. It could be that I read an article about a team, and it could just be that I'm just wanting to be random and think of a team. But I might do a team out west one day. I might do a team in the Midwest one day. You just never know. Hey there, Max. Glad to have you here. And Tuber, it is easy to go live. If you have a YouTube channel, all you have to do is get on the actual YouTube screen. I don't know if you have a tablet or a phone, so it may be a little bit different depending on what you have, but I use my phone, and on my phone, if you go to the actual YouTube screen, there is a button at the bottom of the screen on your mobile device. If you have a mobile device, if it's your tablet, I'm not sure, but on your mobile device, there is a button at the bottom of the screen that looks like a plus button, and you just click on the plus button and it says go live, and you click it and you decide whether or not you want comments to be on the video or not. And after you hit yes or no, you hit go live, and that's it. I'm sure it's kind of sort of the same way on a tablet or an iPad, but I can't say since I use my phone. But I know on my phone, you just click the plus button, then it asks you if you want comments or not, and you hit yes or no, and then you hit go live, and that's it. So going live is actually much, much easier than recording a video, but I know if you've got time to kill, you can, record 4, 5, 6 at one time and then play them whenever you want to. But, it's a lot more complicated. But going live is actually a whole lot easier. Hopefully you have good reception as far as your Wi-Fi, because I know I've did a couple of live videos over time where, they sound good when I'm on here talking, and then I go back and watch them later. It's like, man, I sure did sound spotty, but it's because the internet was spotty. So good luck to you, Tuber. Hey there, Frosty. Glad to have you here, and thank you for subscribing, Kuma. I greatly appreciate that. So if you have any ideas on a team you'd like me to preview, feel free to drop it in the comments section down below. Hello from St. Petersburg, Russia. Well, hello to you. Thanks for checking in from Russia. I greatly appreciate that. Friends World, glad to have you here. All of you that are new here to the channel, if you have not subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. And thank you for that, Tuber. I greatly appreciate that. I try to do a variety because there's so many YouTube channels that focus on one team or one sport. So I try my best to have a variety. That way, no matter what team or what sport you like, there's something on the channel for everyone. I'm doing fantastic, Austin. Thank you for asking. Plus, I do top 10 countdowns every week, and sometimes they're about sports and sometimes they're not. This week's top 10 countdown was not about sports. So even if you're not a sports fan, there's something on here for everyone. Hey there, nobody. Glad to have you here. And Amon, I am from Georgia. Thank you for asking. And Amon, appreciate you being here if I didn't already say so. But if you have any ideas on a team you think I should talk about, please let me know. If not, I'll start it either tomorrow or sometime this weekend. And like I said, it's random. I might do an SEC team one day and a Pac-12 team one day. Might do a Big 12 team one day and an ACC school one day. You just never know. It's random. So make sure you watch so that if I do your team, you'll be watching the day I do your team, because it is random. Austin, I've got a show Saturday, and I might have 2 on Sunday. I'm not sure yet, but I know definitely for sure Saturday I'm back at 244 Livestock Road, Easton Nolly, Georgia, for SWA Wrestling. Always the second Saturday of each month. And Amon, I talk college baseball, Major League Baseball, college basketball. I talk a little bit of NBA. I talk some college football, talk some NFL, talk NASCAR, talk wrestling. So there's a little bit of everything here on the channel. And Frosty, greatly appreciate that. Should love everybody. And Frosty, I believe it's the first time I've seen your name in the comment section. So if it is your first time being here, thank you so much for being here. And make sure you give the video a like and a thumbs up, and tell your friends, tell your family about Ref Brandon and the Todd Family on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. No, Amon, if you're asking about money, I do not make any money here on the channel. Hey there, Christian. Glad to have you here. I don't make any money here on the channel. I just celebrated 4 years last month, March 9th, made 4 years, and I have not made one dime here on the channel because some people have actually asked in the past to send me money. Hey there, Sonny. Glad to have you here. Or if it is Sunny, I apologize. But I don't have Cash App. I don't have PayPal. I don't have Venmo. I don't have any of those things, and that's the God's honest truth. I don't have any of those. Hey there, Julio. Glad to have you here. And I'm not sure what gorilla tag guy means, so I can't say yes or no. Hey there, funny guy. Glad to have you here. I am from Georgia. Thank you for asking. But since I don't have Cash App or PayPal or Venmo or anything else that allows folks to send me money, there's just no possible way that I can make money doing this. Now, maybe sometime the day comes where I get one of those, and if that day comes, then I will let people know in case they want to send, the channel money. And if I ever do get one of those, it will be just for the channel, and that's it. But so far, I don't have any of those, so there's just no way that I can make money. So I do this strictly because I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy meeting new people, even though I'm not meeting them face to face. I'm meeting them, through the comments, and maybe one day I will meet some of them face to face. Don't know, where it'll be or when, but maybe someday I'll meet some of them face to face. But I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy talking to people, and I enjoy talking sports. And this just gives me a platform to talk sports. And no, Sonny, I've had this mic ever since I started the channel, but it's a microphone stand. So, of course, like all microphone stands, it moves. And my daughter likes to come in here and use this desk to sit down and play, even though she has her own room. She likes to come in here and sit at this desk. And I've told her and told her and told her, baby, you're going to break that microphone stand. And she did. So this is the result of that. But no, it's not a new microphone. The first time the team had played together was the first game in which they played in a tournament. And what team is that, Julio? I'm sorry, I'm not sure what tournament you are talking about. And funny guy, glad to have you here from Arkansas. And tell your friends and tell your family in Arkansas about the channel. No, actually, she is 11 years old. Funny guy, she just turned 11 back in February, but she's still a daddy's girl, so she gets by with more than she should get by with. And you have a bunch of kids. I feel sorry for you because I have 3, and there's no way that my wife and I could have any more than 3. And part of that might be because of the fact we have twins. So twins, sometimes depending on the mood they're in, 2 kids can feel like 5 or 6 kids. But I tell my daughter all the time, she better be glad she came first, because if we'd had the twins first, she wouldn't be here. Hey there, Elizabeth. Glad to have you here. My favorite football team, if you're asking college-wise, obviously it's Clemson. If you're asking NFL-wise, it is the Miami Dolphins. And my favorite basketball team, college, of course, is Clemson. I like Clemson in any sport. I'm not one of those that pulls for Clemson in football and another team in basketball. That's dumb. Either you like a team or you don't. I am a Clemson fan through and through in the collegiate world. But my favorite NBA team is the New Orleans Pelicans, which is why I never talk about them, because they are terrible. Hey there, Christopher. Glad to have you here. You got 3 boys, 1 girl, and 1 girl on the way. Okay, well, good luck to you on the child on the way. If you have a name picked out, please let me know. I'd love to know the name of your child that's on the way, if you have one picked out. If not, no big deal. Funny guy. And to all of you that are new, I tell everybody I'm the same guy in person I am on here. I don't use no YouTube persona to get clicks. I don't do that. To me, that's fake. I'm the same all day, every day. So if you ever do meet me in person, you'll see the same guy you see on here. And Christopher, he'll definitely be a candidate, but I personally don't think you'll ever see a Clemson player win the Heisman, which is fine with me, because I think the Heisman's a joke, and I've thought that for 25 years. So to me, if a Clemson player does win the Heisman, it means nothing. But I just don't think you'll ever see a Clemson player win the Heisman. To me, if Deshaun Watson couldn't win it, ain't no Clemson player gonna win it. And Sophia Grace, my wife's name is Grace, and that's why I say a Clemson player will never win it, because as good as Deshaun Watson was that year, I just don't think anybody will ever win it if he couldn't win it. I just don't think Clemson is a high enough profile team to win the Heisman. they could have a quarterback go out there and throw 95 touchdowns and no picks, and he wouldn't win the Heisman. But as I said, to me, the Heisman's a joke and has been since 2003. 2003 was the year I said, you know what? I give up on the Heisman, and I ain't cared nothing about it ever since then. Hey there, Lewis. Glad to have you here. I'd rather have the national titles. I would too, but 2003 was the year that I gave up on the Heisman because I remember that year vividly because I was 19 years old that college football season, and I remember the season because Phillip Rivers won the Davy O'Brien Award, which is supposed to be for the best quarterback in America. But if memory serves, Carson Palmer won the Heisman. Hey there, Belgian. Glad to have you here. And no, my wife is not Mexican. Funny guy. Thank you for asking. Hey there, Finley. Glad to have you here. But if I'm not mistaken, Phillip Rivers won the Davy O'Brien Award, and Carson Palmer won the Heisman. But they're both quarterbacks. So how can Carson Palmer be the best player in America if he ain't the best player at his own position? So when that happened, I said, you know what? This is a joke. And I just said the Heisman from this point forward means absolutely nothing. It's an award they want to give it to whoever they want to give it to, and that's just the way it is. And yes, funny guy, this July will be 18 years that I have been a professional wrestling referee, and I'm having more fun now than I've ever had my whole career, and hopefully I can do it at least 18 more years. And Philly fan, I was just asked this question, but I'll answer it again. My favorite college team, if it's not obvious by looking at all this stuff surrounding me, is Clemson. And my favorite NFL team is the Miami Dolphins. And yes, Sonny, I'm a huge, huge baseball fan. I'm actually a Braves fan in baseball, and they are the only team in Georgia in any sport that I like. Every other team in Georgia can go suck an egg, but I am a Braves fan, and I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. And now let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I need a battery so I can tell the time. And my friend said, is it 4 o'clock? I don't know. That's why I need a battery. And I believe Corey Ragsdale, I think that name sounds familiar, but you have to refresh my memory. But I believe the name Corey Ragsdale sounds familiar. But I'm more apt to remember an off the wall name than I am a normal name. Thank you there, Dirtbike. I appreciate that. I guess you're saying that because you are a Clemson fan, and I'm a Clemson fan, and that's why I have my studio decked out in Clemson stuff. But this is definitely not a Clemson channel, and that's why it makes me feel good when people constantly ask me, who's your favorite team? Because that is showing that I'm not being Clemson biased here on the channel and waving my Clemson flag all the time. I mean, I'm a Clemson fan. If you cut me, I bleed orange, but I don't come on here and pump the Clemson orange Kool-Aid every single video. If they play a game and I feel like they're going to get beat, I'm going to tell you they might get beat. But I'm also not the overly negative fan that every time they play say, we ain't never going to win again. We ain't never going to win again. I'm somewhere in between. I'm a realist. In college football, I'm never going to pick any team to go undefeated because going undefeated is just so hard that to me, when you expect that, more often than not, you're going to be let down. So instead of getting let down, I just say, you know what? They're going to lose a game somewhere. If not two, they're going to lose at least one. And Sonny, I am in Georgia. Thank you for asking. But that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.